The Wire, Season 4, Episode 5. Things are finally getting interesting in this season. I take that back. So, all the seeds that have been planted, all the actions that have been taken, all the build up is finally starting. That pressure is finally starting to release in this episode. It seems like it. I don't even think it's halfway through the season. I think they. I wouldn't call it premature, but anyway, let me try and give an overview of this episode. So, you've got Marlo and his crew making moves and trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? Trying to influence one of these kids that we're following in this season. And we've got Presbyluski making strides in. He's making connections with some of the kids in his class, which I think is pretty good. It takes that much. Well, it takes that to be a successful teacher, at least in this world that they've created inside the Wire. But anyway, so they're trying to influence this young kid to basically join their organization because of the values that he's shown to possess. They've also setting up Omar instead of going after him and putting a bounty on his head, which I think is very clever, and I'm so interested to see where that goes. I still want to see a standoff between Marlowe's, I guess, master at arms, whatever he is. Like, I want to see his shooter, as the kids would say. I want to see Omar and this guy go head to head. I think that'd be a good battle, but they're planning another route, obviously, and now I'm just more interested to see what's going to happen. They've also got some type of surveillance on him, but I guess that's not important. I mean, it's just involving the new commander of the task force, that the old lieutenant, which is now a major. Don't want to make it too confusing, but yeah, that's what's going on as far as that little group is concerned. The kids, I don't know, they're on my head, they're on my mind, so I guess I should just talk about them. Who? Which one of these kids is? Oh, the one that I identify with the most, the poorest one, the one who comes from the shittiest circumstances. I feel like he's starting to blossom into something. I don't know what, but he's starting to make his presence known, I guess. Not in a bad way or a good way. They're giving that character more light, which I think it is what it is. I don't know where they're going with it just yet. They did something that's pretty cliched. I think that's been in every hood movie that's involving kids. They went and saw a dead body, and it's like, okay, enough of that. But they did it in a classy way, I guess. Who else is in there? Who else is in there? And I think, you know what? I don't think there's too much else involving those kids. There's a program that's underway inside that school where they're trying to do something that could change the outcome of these kids' lives, so they won't necessarily become a product of their environment. They can be prosperous and be a productive member of society, I guess. What's tied in there? I think it's a story that it's like a sub story inside this season that I've pretty much skimmed over. It's the story of Kima's old, like, informant. I think the character's name is Bubbles, if I'm not mistaken. So he's pretty much a homeless guy, but he's like not using as much as he has been using in the past seasons. He's taken a kid under his wing, but the kids basically refused to go to school. And out of all things, the kids started slanging on the corners like the rest of them, waiting to see the outcome of that. But it's interesting to see him basically show his heart and how much he cares about just society. But now that I think about it, this may be something stirring up emotions from his past, because he may have a son that he never can have contact with. He may have a son that he never can have contact with. So he's always seems like he's always attracted to younger kids than him and trying to teach them how to survive in life. So it could be something along those lines, something along a kid he doesn't have access to. That's just a stretch. Maybe that's a stretch. Maybe I missed that in the last couple of seasons. I don't know. Well, I touched a little bit on the police side, but the police side is running so close with the political side or the political part of this season. So I had somebody spoil a little bit of this season for me. So now I know the outcome of this political race, which is like kind of messes it up, but it's not overly obvious. But now I know, so it took a little bit of the punch away, but it's still interesting watching it unfold. I have to give you that. So the oh God, the white congressman, is he a congressman at this point? He's not a congressman, councilman. I'm sorry, the white councilman. He's making strides, like a lot. The sitting mayor, they're painting him in the worst light, and they're really showing his downfall right now. You know, the doors are closing on him, the lights coming, the lights disappearing, and the walls are closed. Whatever the saying you want to use, it is somewhat obvious that he's falling from grace, if you will. Let's see what else. Yeah, he's falling from grace. It's pretty obvious. Like I said, I'm not too interested in this the political stuff. I mean, it just doesn't. It's not my cup of tea, but it's part of the show, so I'm going to do my best in order to talk about it, I guess. Yeah, so it's obvious the city manager is falling from grace. Oh, okay, so there was some stuff that led up to him falling from grace. Information's being leaked left and right, so he doesn't have too many friends inside the police department or anywhere else. So that's what's aiding to him failing. You know, they're leaking stuff like case management of a witness who was killed, and now they're looking for the killer, but they switched a veteran officer off and put a rookie officer on that case, and that's a big hubbub in the news. So that's aiding to it. And of course, shit rolls downhill, so he's blaming somebody for this action. So he's blaming a guy who he told to do something about the case initially, or whatever. Oh yeah, and I love to see everybody's scrambling to maintain or upgrade their position inside this system that they've created. It's, a lot of backstabbing's coming up. I know it. I talked about the kids. I talked about the police side of things. Oh, I guess I didn't touch on Lester, one of the original group. He's in Homicide now, and he's really struggling to understand where these bodies are going, because people are getting killed, but they can't seem to find them. They're going to old stomping grounds where people used to dump bodies, nothing there. And it's right there underneath their nose the whole time. And these kids know exactly where the bodies are being put. I mean, I feels like everybody in the neighborhood knows exactly where these bodies are being put. They're being put in abandoned houses. And Lester, one of the police officers, he's trying his hardest to figure out where these bodies are so he can do good police work. I'm assuming maybe it's just something that's eating at him. But they also have plenty of cases to work on already. That's it. So, if you like me talking about doing my best to talk about TV shows, check out some of my other videos. I've done Breaking Bad, The Mandalorian, which I don't like, Chernobyl, Futurama, Godfather Harlem, The Americans, and a few movies in there as well. So go check that stuff out and subscribe.